All right, so I just got done fussing with Funhouse, prove that thing was working. It's got some immediate stuff that needs to be addressed, but it's trying to play. Seems to be playing okay. I have not powered on high speed yet. Last time I saw this game actually doing anything was several years ago, and it did work then. I thought it had all the displays back then, but maybe I'm mistaken. Look at this. I think it probably let go. These do like to delaminate. The adhesive lets go, and then they start dangling forward and wobbling. But you just silicone them or whatever back in place, and they're fine. So I guess the fix here was to use electrical tape. I've got the stuff I pointed out on the electronics. We got some stressed connectors, it looks like. So just worn out. This poor game is just worn out. I'm gonna power it on. I'm gonna watch those fuses, so I have no idea what's gonna happen. All right. Adjustment failure. Okay, so that's because we have the batteries out of the game. That is normal. So we'll just turn it off and on back quickly. Nope, still nothing. All right, we'll just walk through the test menu. And this does have the back glass with it. I've got it just sitting over there. It's actually really nice. Original back glass. And that's awesome because a new back glass is like $400 shipped to your house. And when a game's this chewed up and only worth about $700 or whatever, it's fantastic knowing that it's not a $400 investment just to get a back glass for it. And just like that, it's high speed. Does not have any balls in the game. So you press the credit button and it does that. Let me just rob them out of Funhouse rather than try and open a Ziploc bag with one hand. Oh no. Okay, so that tells me that we don't have coil power, which could very well be due to this fuse not being in place, or one of the fuses is blown. So it's 2.5 amps slow. All right. This gigantic box of Gottlieb parts. These out of the way. 2.5 amps, slow blow fuse. Everything I've got disheveled right now because I've been working on so many different things. And I love getting stuff out, and I struggle putting it away sometimes. Turn it off. 2.5 amps slow. I'm going to turn it on and see if any of this stuff flashes out when it comes back on. Okay. Let's repeat this. Start button. Nope. All right, so the solenoid fuse F2, this guy down here, that's 2.5 amps slow. So I'll do the same thing. Pop that guy out. golly. Of all the tools. I grab a stick and then I wonder why it doesn't work. I have actual tools for this job. When you're one-handed, you don't just have it sitting next to you. It does look pretty crispy. But why? Why is it crispy? I did check all the coils inside the game, and everything was pulling in normally. Nothing seemed melted or locked, which is good. But it did. If it blew for a reason. Why is the reason? Did it blow because it locked up? The game locked up? Did it blow because the coil is bad? I don't know. I didn't use a meter and check any of the coils to see if they're shorted. So we will see. Let me just turn this on. It'll flash over if it's bad. Appears to be all right. Give it a few seconds. They'll typically flash immediately, but I have had them just kind of sit there and smolder just a little bit if they're a little bad. If there's something just a little wrong, I've had transistors on the board be leaky, not actually shorted, but leaky. And so it'll kind of slowly draw current even when there's nothing going on the game. So let's go back to where we were. All right, so there's gonna be a little more to it because the shooter lane coil and the out hole kicker, all that stuff, that's gonna be ran off the solenoid fuse. There's also the special solenoid fuse, but that is designated just for slingshots and pop bumpers. So just because you see solenoid listed, that does not mean that it's gonna have anything to do with a majority of the coils on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 5 devices ran off of the special solenoid fuse. Those are the non-computer controlled devices. The rest of this is ran off of the general solenoid circuit. So that's going to include your out hole, shooter lane kicker, your I don't know what these are. Ball popper, I think is what they call them. Ball popper kickers. The diverter back here, your saucer kick out. There's no drop targets on this game. And the knocker coil as well. And the coil lockout. So those are all going to be driven off of solenoid voltage. So if I'm going to go check, I'm going to first dig into this by checking, seeing if that fuse is actually blown now. And just check my voltages. If I'm missing that voltage entirely, you gotta start wondering, why? Where am I dropping voltage at? What's going on with that? So I got some digging to do, but nothing I haven't seen before. I could probably have this flipping pretty quick. So we will see. Otherwise, having 2 of these machines, these are of the 4 that I got in here now. This one's obviously the worst. This one is just really dirty and could use a total refurb from the top down, but it looks like everything's there and it wants to do its job. Cabinet on this guy. Little wear. It's got some, that's into the wood. There's an actual divot in there. Some touch up that's occurred on this edge.
Dispatch to 2504, suspect is sight, over.
Got some rash. The colors are nice on there. I mean, it's got some rash to it, but it's not bad. Much color on that left side. The right side's not as vibrant. In the front, it's missing a lot of the red. The red's faded to orange. The orange is faded to yellow. And the yellow is just yellow. This guy, on the other hand, this needs the full treatment. And I have already done a high-speed cabinet, top to bottom. full strip, full prime, full paint, full stencil, full clear coat and buff. I'm not looking forward to doing that again. I mean, obviously this one would need addressed by something. So they do sell decals, full-size side art decals for all surfaces on this thing. So that may be the way to go, is just sand it, prime it, prep it, and then slap decals on it. Because I can tell you right now, that's a lot of work. Just a lot of work. And if you don't love painting, it's just gonna tear you down. I'm not a fan of painting. I'm an artistic person. I can do touch-ups and color matching and things like that. But just bulk painting, doing, you know, full colors, mindless colors with stencils and all that, the turmoil involved and the inner, you know, pit of your stomach, nasty feeling you get when your colors start to either run or lift, or they're chemically incompatible, so they start to warp or get fish eyes or anything like that. By the time you get to that stage and things start going wrong, you've already invested countless hours into the process. There is an overlay that came with this. I'm not going to do an overlay. I'm going to do that playfield swap. But after a playfield swap, this thing will be really, really nice because everything else is in pretty decent shape. We need some new plastics and the usual stuff. But yeah, the cabinet's just roached. So I got some troubleshooting on the solenoid circuit. Got to get some new displays on there. Get some batteries in it temporarily. That's going to go away and be replaced with something else. But for now, I can put batteries in it and not be too concerned with it. Got some corrosion to address on this thing. Nothing haven't seen before. And it's a Williams, so I know the process pretty well with these guys. So yeah, fun stuff. And then I've got these old boys back here, Disco Fever and Flash, two wildly different games, but fun in their own right. Disco Fever has got the banana flippers, which are going to promptly be removed because nobody needs that in their life. But yeah, anyways, pretty cool.